1. Which of the following is a primary focus of phonemic awareness instruction? A. Recognizing letter names. B. Identifying individual sounds and words. C. Developing spelling skills. D. Understanding word meaning. 2. Which of the following is an example of a closed syllable? A. Cater. B. Car. C. Able. D. Create. 3. In the context of the science of teaching reading, which of the following best describes decoding? A. The process of assigning meaning to words. B. The ability to read aloud fluently. C. The process of translating written words into sounds. D. The process of recognizing sight words. 4. What is the purpose of explicit instruction in phonics? A. To increase students' vocabulary. B. To teach the relationship between sounds and letters. C. To improve reading comprehension. D. To develop writing skills. 5. Which of the following is an example of a morpheme? A. Pre-dash. B. Ed. C. Book. D. All of the above. 6. Which strategy best promotes reading fluency? A. Memorizing sight words. B. Repeated reading of familiar texts. C. Using graphic organizers. D. Focusing on individual word meanings. 7. What is the main goal of vocabulary instruction in the early grades? A. To teach complex academic terms. B. To increase students' understanding of spoken language. C. To provide students with strategies to decode unfamiliar words. D. To build students' ability to use context to determine word meanings. 8. Which of the following is not an example of a reading comprehension strategy? A. Summarizing key ideas. B. Practicing fluency through repeated reading. C. Asking questions before, during, and after reading. D. Highlighting important words. 9. The alphabetic principle refers to the idea that A. There are 26 letters in the alphabet. B. Letters represent sounds and words. C. The alphabet is only for young children. D. Phonics instruction should focus on memorization. 10. Which of the following best describes the role of scaffolding in reading instruction? A. Teaching students to read independently without assistance. B. Providing students with support that gradually decreases as they become more proficient. C. Asking students to read texts without comprehension. D. Allowing students to only focus on word recognition. 11. Which of the following is an example of a Tier 1 vocabulary word? A. Biology. B. Ecosystem. C. House. D. Photosynthesis. 12. Which of the following is a characteristic of fluent readers? A. They focus primarily on individual letters. B. They read slowly with frequent pauses. C. They read smoothly with appropriate expression. D. They avoid using context clues. 13. What is the role of background knowledge in reading comprehension? A. It has no impact on comprehension. B. It helps students make connections to the text. C. It only applies to nonfiction texts. D. It is more important in speaking than reading. 14. Which of the following is an example of a high-frequency word? A. Elephant. B. Happy. C. The. D. Elephantine. 15. What is the primary difference between phonemic awareness and phonics? A. Phonemic awareness focuses on listening and identifying sounds, while phonics focuses on the relationship between sounds and letters. B. Phonemic awareness is related to word meaning, while phonics is related to reading fluently. C. Phonemic awareness involves spelling, while phonics involves writing. D. Phonemic awareness is important for adults, while phonics is for children. 16. Which of the following is an example of a multisyllabic word? A. Dog. B. Car. C. Beautiful. D. Ship. 17. What does the term sight word mean? A. A word that is difficult to decode. B. A word that students recognize by sight, without decoding. C. A word that must be taught using pictures. D. A word that only appears in nonfiction texts. 18. What is the main goal of teaching students to use context clues when reading? A. To improve students' handwriting. B. To help students guess unknown words based on the surrounding text. C. To teach students about the structure of sentences. D. To improve students' comprehension of nonfiction texts. 19. In terms of reading fluency, what does automaticity refer to? A. The ability to read with expression. B. The ability to recognize words instantly without effort. C. The ability to read unfamiliar words. D. The ability to summarize texts. 20. Which of the following is an effective strategy for improving reading comprehension? A. Reading without taking breaks. B. Rereading the same text without looking at the questions. C. Taking notes or annotating the text while reading. D. Avoiding discussion of the text. 21. What is a primary goal of teaching reading comprehension strategies? A. To ensure students can decode every word. B. To help students engage with, understand, and remember what they read. C. To promote faster reading speed. D. To increase students' handwriting ability. 22. How can graphic organizers be used in teaching reading? A. To help students organize information and visualize relationships between ideas. B. To teach handwriting skills. C. To reduce the need for comprehension activities. D. To teach phonics only. 23. What is an example of a formative assessment in teaching reading? A. A final exam. B. A test given at the end of the semester. C. Informal observations or quizzes during reading instruction. D. A standardized reading test. 24. Which of the following is an important skill for developing reading comprehension in young learners? A. Memorizing a list of sight words. B. Reading aloud to the teacher without comprehension. C. Understanding the main idea and key details of a text. D. Focusing solely on word decoding. 25. What is the best way to support struggling readers? A. Assigning them to read only easy books. B. Providing targeted, individualized instruction based on their specific needs. C. Allowing them to skip difficult parts of the text. D. Encouraging them to only focus on sight words. Science of teaching reading. The science of teaching reading, or y-str, refers to a research-based body of knowledge that outlines how students learn to read and the most effective methods for teaching reading. Grounded in cognitive science and educational research, STR emphasizes explicit, systematic instruction in key components such as phonemic awareness, phonics, fluency, vocabulary, and reading comprehension. It integrates findings from disciplines like neuroscience, psychology, and linguistics to inform instructional practices that support all learners, including those with reading difficulties. In many states, such as Texas, educators are required to pass a Science of Teaching reading certification exam to demonstrate their understanding and ability to apply these principles in the classroom. STR aims to ensure that reading instruction is grounded in proven methods to promote literacy success for every student. Here are the top 5 beneficial uses of STR certification. 1. Instructional effectiveness. STR certification ensures educators understand evidence-based reading practices, enabling them to teach reading more effectively. 2. Career qualification. In many states like Texas, STR certification is a requirement for elementary and special education teachers, ensuring they meet state standards. 3. Literacy foundations. It confirms a teacher's ability to diagnose reading difficulties and apply targeted interventions to support student success. 4. Improved student outcomes. Certified educators help students build strong literacy skills, leading to better academic performance across all subjects. 5. Professional credibility. STR certification boosts a teacher's reputation as a highly skilled, research-informed literacy educator.